Shalom. This is the brother Karadazar coming to you with another lesson. And the title of today's lesson is More on Maxine. And with that said, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for unlearning this truth. Much respect to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you few brothers and sisters out there that watch my lessons and get edified. Alright, so I'm going to let you watch this video and then break out into some scripts. And Lord willing, you find this video edifying.
Nearly 12,000 U.S. Air Force personnel have rejected Pentagon's vaccine mandate. This has come as a major hurdle for U.S. Defense Forces, as thousands of Air Force personnel may be forced to leave service for rejecting the vaccine mandate ahead of the November 2nd deadline. According to Washington Post, the Air Force is the first branch of the military to face mass objection and refusal of the Pentagon's diktat. 12,000 active duty personnel have refused to get COVID vaccine jabs. This number was around 60,000 at the start of October. The deadline for active troops ends on 2nd of November, while the deadline for those in reserve ends is in early December. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin had announced that vaccine mandate as cases surged around August this year. While 12,000 is a huge number, it presents only a fraction of the troops who have refused Pentagon's vaccine mandate. According to the Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby, 97% of active duty personnel have got at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. 87% are fully vaccinated. Even within the U.S. Air Force, nearly 94% have got a COVID vaccine shot. However, the troops who reject Pentagon's vaccine mandate face an uncertain future. Possible punishments include dismissal from service or punishment under the justice system of the military. Meanwhile, New York City officials are preparing for shortage of firefighters, police officers, and other first responders. A showdown looms in the Big Apple due to a face-off between city officials and its unvaccinated uniformed workforce.
We've reached out to the de Blasio administration before the rally we had the other day, talked about trying to negotiate the parameters of this mandate. We've heard nothing back. We've got nothing but silence. They've talked with some other unions. They've talked with the teachers. We haven't got an extension. We haven't got any parameters that we've asked for. Why does this administration treat us like second-class citizens and people that don't need to be talked with? We're not just numbers on a spreadsheet. These are the first responders and the essential workers we were called years ago.
Mayor Bill de Blasio had announced the mandate 9 days ago. He'd said officials would manage any staffing gaps with overtime and schedule changes and by enlisting private ambulance companies to cover for the city's paramedics. Leaders of unions representing firefighters, police officers have said the city could put more than one-third of their members on unpaid leave when enforcement of the vaccine mandate takes effect.
For the mayor to turn around and say we can run this department with 25 to 35% less members is ignoring the fact that we can't even keep firehouses open today. New York City is going to come to a crisis on Monday morning. Response times are going to go through the roof. And as I said yesterday, every day in the city of New York, on average, there's over 60 fires, 1,400 life-threatening medical emergencies, and over 80 people a day on average have heart attacks. When you close firehouses, you affect response times and you affect the time it takes to get people what they need, and that is us to help save their lives.
Union leaders say members were not given adequate time to comply with the mayor's vaccination deadline. Unions say they want to negotiate an exemption for those who have recovered from the disease or for religious or medical reasons. De Blasio has repeatedly refused to negotiate. The dispute in the United States' most populous city is the latest in the series of clashes across the country over public and private vaccination mandates. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news.
All right. Now let me filter this out with some scripts. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. That Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And this indeed is one of Satan's devices. That Crown Royale, that's definitely one of Satan's devices. All right? This is Job 18:10. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. And this is a snare and a trap. Lamentations 3:47. Fear and a snare is come upon us, desolation and destruction. And that's exactly what they use, fear. They use fear and a snare. So that goes hand in hand. Fear and a snare is come upon us. Desolation and destruction is coming as well. This is Luke 21:35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. All right? And it's coming. This, that's what this is, a snare. And it's come upon all Israelites on the face of the whole earth. Proverbs 7:23. Till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. And that's what most of these jakes is doing. They running out and going getting this jab, and it's a snare, and basically it's going to cost you your life. Romans 11:9. And David saith, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. All right, so this is being put right out in front of you. It's like setting a table. It's being put right out in front of you. It's a trap. It's a stumbling block. All right. And what's the table? The table's set out in front of you, and it looks nice, but it's really a trap. Exodus 34:12. Take heed to thyself. Salakia. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. So, by taking that jab, that's you making a covenant with the wicked, with the heathens, in the land whither thou goest. And this is in spiritual Sodom and Edom in Egypt. And lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. So it's right in front of your face, and it's a snare. This is 1 Timothy 6:9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation, and a snare into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So people are swayed by losing their jobs and, not being able to go out and party and vacations, foolish and hurtful lusts, things that, concerts, things that, things of this world, and which drown men, Salakia, which drown men in destruction and perdition. All right. And perdition, condemnation, destruction, doom, ruin, so these are all things that these snares and traps, which is the Crown Royale, have been set out to do to you. All right. And with that said, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters, time is edifying. Shalom.